Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scarbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today, we're going to do the Taroscopes, time again for the Taroscopes, and we're going to do Aquarius right now. And if you have an Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising, this is the reading for you, and you can take it, you know, it may resonate, it may not, but it's always fun to do these and then connect it to the astrology. But I'm going to talk about the astrology first, and then we'll get to the reading. So astrologically, there's a lot of big stuff happening this month. In fact, the stuff that's happening this month is going to reverberate well into the middle of next year. So there's big things going to be happening. What exactly they are, I don't know. All I know is that's going to change things profoundly. Um, so we will see what that is about when it happens. But how did we navigate it? Well, for Aquarius, we have Neptune changing direction on the 1st. Um, it's in Pisces. Pisces is your next is your second house of money and resources and stuff, and this is um, sort of like things moving in your direction in that way. But it is Neptune, so it could be real or it could not be real, but it's possible. Like, but there's big energy coming your way, big energy coming your way in your house of what is important to you and what you value. And to a certain extent, it's been a real exploration of that for many people. But I think for Aquarius especially, you really sort of have to stand up for the idea of humanity and equality, and that's a strong and that's a strong stance, and we need that. And we're moving into the Aquarian age, and the United States, in the Sibley chart, and actually the Gemini rising chart, the moon is in Aquarius. So we have that, commonality with that idea of, and then of course Aquarius is liberty, right? It's democracy. It's very Aquarian, and democracy, is kind of under the gun, literally now. That's what they're doing. So it's been challenging and difficult, but I feel like there's this wave of compassion coming coming your way and coming our way. But as Aquarius is, you're gonna feel it. Um, you know, I'm almost like there's a sense of maybe somebody finally says, you know what, you were right. Thank you. You know. So then we have the eclipse, new moon in Sag, and Sagittarius. Let's see, Aquarius, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn is your 11th house. Excuse me, it's your 11th house. So it's your house of friends, it's your house of goals. Um, you may make a big break with a group of friends that you previously were very connected to for whatever reason. Um, because it's an eclipse and it's a south node eclipse, it's really about a draining process, or a process of letting go that starts with this eclipse. And so for you, it's in the area of your friends and the people that you hang out with and people of like mind and groups. You know, you may find your tribe, or you may feel stultified by the group that you're in and want to break free. The thing with Aquarius is both those things. It's the power of the group, but it's also the need to, because group mind is a mind that's just more powerful. It's a single focused mind, and so that's why the media is so important. To know the media that you're ingesting, to be aware of who has a stake in the game when you're listening to somebody say something, and then also having to trust your own intuition about, how do you feel about this? I think it's important to go with your feelings in these situations as well. And if you can do that, I think you're okay. But Aquarius is not always aware of their feelings. There's a lot of uh, post-traumatic stress with Aquarius, because it's an energy of breaking the breaking down the walls. When you think about it, if you stood there and watched your house blow up for some reason, it would be a shock. It's like a not simply like a shock wave, a physical shock wave, but an emotional shock wave, and you can get dissociated with it. So um, it's a difficult time with Jupiter and Aquarius now, your sign in that first house, because Jupiter expands stuff, and Aquarius can be like mental trauma. And so if people are on the edge, this energy um, can really hype that up. And so we need to be extraordinarily careful in December. Okay, so we have Venus conjunct Pluto. This is the first of three that are going to happen. The last one happens in March. This would be happening in your 12th house, and so there's a maybe an opportunity to I hard to say plant a spiritual seed, but it could be in a way, because a spiritual seed would be you reaching out to that energy for help, for guidance, um, and come from a peaceful and loving place with that, and you'll get better guidance. You'll get better guidance. If you're in fear, you can't get guidance. You have to step back from things. You have to. Some people have to think about it, and some people have to just go with their gut. And everybody's going to do their own thing, or they should. Everybody should, in their way, do their own thing. Um, and perhaps there'd be less dissonance. And with less dissonance and less fear, the virus can't hurt us as much, right? So, what you think about and fear is what you attract. So, you know, what you love about is what you attract. So, which would you rather, right? Okay, we have the sun moving into Capricorn. So, deep introspection time, the holiday time, I think might be more difficult for Aquarius, especially Aquarius moons, because they tend to have some family trauma that they're coming in with. So so there's more energy there. There's more. We can see things more clearly when the sun comes into a place. You see things like in the light of day. I see it in the light of day, that and the sun goes through a house. And for you, Aquarius, the sun is going to go through your 12th house, which is the things that are hidden. So there's a lot of things that will be exposed to by the light of day, and some of them you'll realize were nothing to worry about at all, and other ones you'll have a better understanding of where the feeling comes from, you know. And then you can reintegrate. You integrate that into yourself, and becomes less of an issue. Let's see, what else? Full moon. The full moon to that new moon. It's not an eclipse, but it is a full moon. And it is square Pluto in the sky, so it's powerful. Powerful, transformational. Everything this month is powerful, so. And again, that's in your 12th house. So there's a spiritual seed being planted. a very powerful spiritual seed being planted that will take root um, when we all start doing what we love and loving what we do. All right, so this is the card reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising for the month of December 2021. And I'm using the Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reed. Okay, let's see. This really is a beautiful tarot deck. I love the art in her decks. Whenever I see her decks, I'm like, oh, so beautiful. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's see what's going on, Aquarius. Okay, we have the Five of Waters. The Five of Water. This is grief and mourning. This is about feeling. This is about feeling. I think some feelings have been jarred loose. Some past life memories, perhaps, or some past trauma that sort of wasn't there, and all of a sudden you're remembering it, or you're having the feeling of it, or maybe you actually remember it. Maybe it's something you're aware of, but the emotion behind it kicks in. And that's really part of the letting go process through the nodes of the moon. A lot of what you're letting go of is what you have believed to be true. And you maybe realize that it's not. And you have to grieve that. And you're Aquarius, mind matters to Aquarius, you know. It matters what you think. Crossed by the Three of Air. So there's been a betrayal. I feel like you've been betrayed by somebody. A belief, an organization, a group that has duped you. And I think you have a lot of grief over it. You almost want to say, why wasn't I smart enough to see it? At the root, we have the King of Earth. The King of Earth. So this is about dominion over your resources, over your ability to manifest, of what you have dominion over. In the past, we have the Sun, so something got illuminated. Something just happened or happened recently that illuminated you to a betrayal. And you are in the grief process of that betrayal. I almost feel like the King of Earth sits down at the bottom of this reading and says, you have to snap out of this, because this is life and death. In the sky we have the star, which is the Aquarius card. And so you have to remember why you're here. That's what these cards are saying. You are here to aspire. You are here to inspire. You are here to make the world a better place. That's what you're here for. And it's time to wake up to that. Get over this greedy stuff. And stand up and be what you think you are. We have the Nine of Water in the immediate future. So this is a much easier card. Whereas there's grief in the 5, in the 9 there's fulfillment of a sort. And so the grieving is almost over. It's almost over. You're now surrounded by all the love and compassion that you can hold, really. And so enjoy that. Enjoy that. Enjoy the um, not just the grieving process, which somebody might say, well, that's does how do you enjoy that? Um, I guess you don't, but there's that whole like water thing, right? It's like crying. And Aquarius, you're not really criers generally. You can usually hold things at an arm's length and mentate, think about it. But you're in grief, so the what is that expression? The something gave way, or the breakwater gave way, or something like it couldn't be held back anymore. And because you've been through that process, you're in a much better place emotionally as you move through this month. So while this is a very challenging month, there's a part of you that's I don't want to say been there, done that, um, but you're like, yeah, this happens, and you survive it, and we can continue to move forward, and how it's seen from the outside, the two of air, the two of air. People are of two minds. People are of two minds about all of this. Um, some people don't want to um, be in the matrix, so to speak. And some people realize that it's inevitable, that we have to merge in a way, and there has to be commonality between us. And on some level, the virus is trying to teach us that we breathe the same air. We're made from the same stuff. Oftentimes, it's in the same family. I mean, you could have the same genetic code, for goodness sakes, and have it like totally different perspective on who's right and who's wrong. Um, so it's as if what other people think doesn't matter, because you're going to have those who agree and those who disagree. That's just the way it is. 50-50 split, right? So your domestic situation, justice. So there will be balance. You will be balanced. You will find balance, or balance will be had upon you. So this reading looks a lot like the greedy are going to be seen for who they are, and what they are, and we have to aspire to be better. Hopes and fears, the Ten of Fire. That's having a lot of irons in the fire. Um, Perhaps too much change, too much of a burden, too much to ask somebody to move that far spiritually. You don't necessarily want to blow people's minds, right? So there's worry of that, of things getting out of control. Ten of Fire can mean a lot of fire, right? So um, I think that's more of a fear, actually. The outcome is the Seven of Earth. It's a pretty card. So the Seven of Earth is a time of rest, really. It's like toil, rest from the toil. Seven is, on the seventh day God rested, that thing. Um, Hold on, I dropped my card. Okay, got it. They're very slippery. Um, so there's a sense of rest. There's a sense of peace. You don't actually have enough, but you have a good start. You have a good start. So just keep applying yourself to your physical needs, and you will have enough. You will have enough. That's what these cards say. That the outcome of this. Let's see if we can pull a major arcana. The Five of Air, which can be conflict, temptation. This is the Devil card, which can be addiction. And the Two of Fire. The Two of Fire is like, there is a light, right? There is a light, and the light shines. And so it's very important with these cards that you do not get caught up in the greed, in the power. But that it's more important that you are a spiritual initiate in some way than it is to be a captain of industry or the smartest guy in the room or, um, you know, have the biggest billion number of, what do you call it, behind your name. Huh. I wonder what Elon Musk is. I wonder if this is for him. You know, and he might have some. He must have some Aquarius. I mean, Jesus. Um, yeah, interesting. Okay, so that's what shows. So now we're gonna do the Celtic Tree Oracle, which is the one I've been using for my air sign readings this month. And it is a deck I've had for years and years and years, but I haven't worked with it in a long time. So I'm going to read from the book. Um, but it's really some beautiful art. Some beautiful art. It's by Liz and Colin Murray, illustrated by Vanessa Card. You can still get it. I've seen it, but I've had it for a long time. So we're going to pick a card. For Aquarius, we the people. Moon in Aquarius in the United States chart. I think this could be for the people of the United States, quite frankly. The common folk, you and me. We be the common folk. All right. Apple. Quirt. I don't know if you say it that way, but apple. Of course, that tree in front of my office is an apple tree. It's one of the reasons why I bought the house, was the apple tree. All right. Let's see here. Quirt. Sorry. Oh, here we go. 42. Okay. I found it. I'll put this up so you have something to look at. Here we go. It is quite likely that the apple of the Ogham alphabet is the cultivated apple and not the wild crab apple. The words for apple in all the Celtic and Slavonic languages are similar, indicating a common linguistic root for the fruit that is known to have cultivated from the earliest times. The apple is associated with choice. The choice you have to make may be between similar and equally attractive things. It may be extremely hard to choose since the alternatives all appear promising, holding beauty and possible fulfillment. It may not matter which is chosen as long as the choice is made. At Congersbury, Somerset, an auction used to be held for a single acre plot on 2 pieces of common land. The plots were marked and matching marks made on apples, and they were placed in a bag from which the commoners were allocated their land by distribution of the fruits. Okay, so it says the apple card represents the choice of beauty, the beauty of life and youthfulness. Linked to this is Avalon, the magical apple land. Glastonbury is set within the Celtic apple lands from the Welsh poem Avenue. We learn that the bard Merlin secretly revealed to his lord the existence of the orchard. It was borne from place to place by the enchanter on all his journeyings. The ignorant, however, must not eat of its fruit, for within the apple is contained the Pythagorean pentagram. Cut its widthways, and the secret is revealed, the shape of its pips. They gave beauty to the judgment of Paris, to Aphrodite. So, if you cut an apple in half this way, it's 5-pointed star. It's the pentacle. So, which is sacred to Venus. That's why apples are always often associated with love. Love trumps all. Seriously, love trumps all. So that's your reading. I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe if you enjoy this. Please share it with somebody who may find it useful or helpful. I am, if you're interested in having a reading with me and you want to schedule something, if you do it before the end of the year, you can get the 2021 prices. I'm just going to raise my prices up a bit. As many of you know who watch me on a regular basis, in the mornings we had a giant tree come down in the yard, and I really want to honor it by making sure it's taken down the right way, and maybe we can make some furniture or something out of it, or bring maybe a sculpture to the yard, experiment with that. We've wanted to do these live edge tables. I mean, I don't know if you could even do it with this kind of wood, but it would be fun. It would be fun to do that, do some creative stuff. But it's going to take a little money on my part, so I'm just raising my prices a little so I could do something like that. But if you want to get these prices, you can make the appointment for next year, of course. You just have to pay for it in 2021. So, I think that's that. I will have yourself a great holiday. I will be getting December's Kabbalah out, probably not till tomorrow, though. And, keep your eyes peeled for it. It's really, really good information. And then I'm going to try to do the Astrology Weekly, because there's so much going on. I think I just have to, sit here and talk to you guys about it, specifically for the week, which I should be doing right now. But I think I will do that. I'll do that. I will do that. I'll do that tomorrow. All right, guys. Much love to you all. Stay safe, please. Stay safe. It's okay to grieve. It's part of the deal. You're on planet Earth. You're going to grieve. You're going to have reasons to grieve, and you're going to grieve, and it's good. And you're strong enough to face what you need to face. That's what that says to me. Take it easy. Take care. Much love. Namaste. Happy holidays.